Hey, just wanted to give you guys a quick review on how to swap out a fuel pump on a 2012 TL. There must be some other years. I'll list them in the bottom description of the video. Hopefully it'll help you guys out. First part is it is under the back seat, so there's going to be a couple tabs there, and then here on this side it's just simply squeeze and pull out to remove those. And then here you've got the actual access door. It's got 4 plastic screws, crossheads. Get you guys a better view of that. Crossheads, you just grab it, twist it side quarter turn, and then this is pretty well stuck down, so don't be afraid to be a little firmer with it. Once you get access to that, I prefer to use a Deadblow Hammer and just a more blunt screwdriver. Put it on the edge of these lips right here and just kind of tap away at an angle where it's not going to strip the actual plastic piece right here, because that has happened before. So basically keep going until you can manually pop the rest of it off, and then you basically just remove the fuel pump and replace it. So I'll keep on going with that. Okay, so removing fuel pump, it's pretty well seated in there. Pop it up, and you're going to want to be careful because there's a little arm in here that sometimes they're a little bit more damaged and they'll just drop right back in the bottom of a fuel pump or a fuel tank, and you don't want to be fishing those out. Also be aware that if the fuel tank is a little bit more full, you're going to have fuel inside right here, so be careful when pulling that out as well. So for the arm, kind of go at an angle, tip some of the water out, and then these actually have, I'll show you right now, these have a little tab that you can kind of wrench back on a little bit and come straight out with the fuel pump. And we take it out. And we got the new fuel pump in here. Now, this is the part I was telling you about, just drops out. It's the basically the gauge that's your cluster know exactly how much fuel you have in there. And what you want to do is you grab this and just feed it right directly in like that, and then make sure it snaps into place. Now I know it seems like it won't pop off, but after been sitting in there for a while, this plastic can corrode, and then it just basically just snaps and goes to the bottom of your fuel tank. And like I said, what can happen is this little lever right here can get caught up on old fuel systems, and I've had to pull that out before, where the gas gauge is showing that there's no fuel in the tank or there's too much fuel and it's empty. But essentially you just want to make sure that there's nothing in the bottom of the tank, and you just want to take a quick look, make sure there's nothing in the tank. We can see that one's clear, and then we just go through and complete the repair. Make sure that you grab you get a new rubber grommet or a new rubber seal, because that's going to make sure that there's no fumes leaking into the outer part of the car, which can throw off your emissions, or potentially if you have a bad seal that goes from the exterior of the vehicle to the interior, it can also affect air quality inside the car. People start smelling gas smells, and nobody wants that. We also want to make sure that when we're orienting this, you grab it and check where your hose is going to be, because you're going to want to feed that right back on there, and we'll go from there. Good. And then you always want to double check, because sometimes they won't give you these little plastic pieces in the kits, so just be very careful when you're removing anything. That way you can just grab them and just pry them off to reuse them. Ideally you want to replace these parts, but if you can't, or if they didn't provide them for you, just reuse the old ones from the old connectors, so that way you can just connect everything back up.